So now next is concurrent forces. Okay. So concurrent means you know the meaning of conquer. Now there is another word which is conquer, CONQUER, which means to get victory. But here conquer means together, to meet at when all things are meet at some point or at the same place, then they are called concurrent. So concurrent forces means when two or more forces are acting on a body, and if their lines of action are generally finally meet at a point, then the forces are called concurrent forces. So under which condition they will just establish equilibrium, we will see. Now we can know, if we can think, we can easily understand some examples of concurrent forces. It can be seen in our daily life. That is, in case of the oscillation, isn't it? In case of a simple pendulum, isn't it? In case of a simple pendulum, when a metallic bob is suspended from a massless and inextensible string, weight acts in the downward direction, whereas tension acts in the upward direction. Both the line of action of these two forces passes through its center of gravity, isn't it? So we can say the tension and the weight of the bob are in balance. So it means they create equilibrium, the rest under this condition. So this tension and weight of the bob, tension in the string and the weight of the bob are concurrent forces. Similarly, each and every life, push and pull is just, what can I say, is common observed fact in our life. So suppose when a book is kept on a table, is placed on a table, so its weight acts in the downward direction. So obviously the floor of the table also exerts an equivalent opposite reaction in the upward direction. So these forces are equal and opposite to each other, balances and creates equilibrium, and as a result the book is at rest. So here weights acts in the downward direction and reactional force in the upward direction. You can see both meet at the point, it means their line of action are the same. So it is also considered as concurrent forces. So now let's see the equilibrium. Okay, if the number of forces are more than 2. Now suppose here OA represents force F1, OB force F2, and OC is third force F3. Okay, so now if we use the parallelogram law of vector addition, when we will learn, I think some of you have most of you have already gone through it. So in this case, now if we take the forces in the opposite direction of OC, that is in the direction of OC dash, and if we complete a parallelogram, imagine AC dash BO. Now this clearly represents the diagonal of that parallelogram, and we all know that in case of parallelogram law of vector addition, the diagonal, if two sides, if two vectors, this OA and OB two vectors represents the two adjacent sides of a parallelogram, then the diagonal represents their resultant vector. So here we can write OA plus OB is equal to OC dash. What is OC dash? OC dash is just the opposite of OC, because we had only OC, the original force. In the backward direction we have just extended and drawn OC dash. So OC dash we can write minus OC. So F1 plus F2 is equal to minus F3. Resultantly, the addition of all these three forces is 0. It means these three forces or any body under the action of these three forces can be in equilibrium when the resultant of all these forces are 0. Or we can say, what is the condition? The condition is that the resultant of any two forces, you can see, if the resultant of any two forces F1 plus F2 is its resultant vector, if the resultant of any two vector is equal and opposite to the third vector force. Clearly, yes, here you can see resultant of two forces is exactly equal and opposite to third forces. Only in that case the addition of the three, we cannot say addition because this is vector, because we all know that the traditional addition, subtraction, multiplication and division cannot be done in traditional or generic arithmetic method unlike scalar product. So here we will call the resultant. So if the resultant of any two vectors is exactly equal and opposite to the third vector forces, then in that case we can say under the three forces the body is in equilibrium or three forces in equilibrium. We can also apply this in case of triangle law of vector addition also. Okay, now suppose we will take the three sides AB, BC and CA. Suppose three vectors, okay, represents the three sides of the triangle in the same order. So AB plus BC and AC. We all know that according to triangle law of vector addition. The result, okay, the two vectors, the two sides, the two vectors, if the two sides represent the two vectors, or two vectors represent the two sides in the proper order, then the third side, this third vector in the opposite order, represents its resultant vector. You can see AB and BC in the same direction, but triangle law of vector addition says the third vector in the opposite direction indicates its resultant vector. So AB plus BC in opposite direction means AC is its resultant. So AC means minus CA, and CA is F3. So again F1 plus F2 is equal to minus F3. So again we can see if the resultant of two forces or vectors is equal and opposite to the third vector, only in that case the resultant of three forces or three vectors establish equilibrium. It means their total resultant is 0. So two conditions means obviously one condition. If the from one condition to the second condition comes, it is the first is the first condition. The basic condition is that if the resultant of any two vectors is equal and opposite to third vector, only in that case the resultant of all the three vectors is 0. So under such case the three concurrent forces establish equilibrium.